Okay, so I dropped some slides. I don't know if anybody was there when I did this talk like a couple months ago about telling stories for projects, but also finding overlap. And it was really like, I feel like it was my TED Talk. It was amazing, but it's a lot of information to jam into 1 hour. And so I tried to break it up into two, and I did sort of a rough version of the other part the other day. I'll probably record a better version after I've sort of like sat with it for a little bit, but I wanted to do a rough version of the other half. And so the first half, there's a positioning set of slides. I'll send it out to people if they want it. But the gist is that I like make a lot of this with ChatGPT, and people usually ask for the prompts. And so I didn't test these. I just sort of threw them down as ideas, and we can actually test them together. But there's like what is a good story versus a bad story. And I think we all like are super familiar with the language that maybe makes a bad story, but we fall into the trap because we forget, right? And so I think we can talk through those, then we can kind of break down a good story and like look at some examples, and then let's workshop it. But we can like scan through the ChatGPT templates and see if they work, and I can go edit them if they're not good enough. But I think it's most fun if we actually put in a real person, where they used to work or worked, or, I think everybody's full-time job searching here. So where they used to work and what the company is, and like jam it and try to find some good stories using ChatGPT would be my preference. So does that sound good? If anybody's interested, it's fun. We'll see it in action. Like, I think it's good to do it, and you'll see how quick it is, which is, I think, really important. Okay. Sound good? We're good? Slides are there. I'll resend them again, but feel free to save these after. I like making visual cues that you can go back to look at different points. So, okay. Anyone want to say what they think is bad about this?
Not a lot of detail.
Okay. Too general. Yeah. Yep.
Jinx.
No, I was reading yours, Lindsay. It wasn't Jinx. I just read yours out loud. What else?
She was jinxing me. Maybe having some like details on what exactly like the effect was, like proactively, like maybe if they had a percentage about how it proactively challenges in the future, system challenges, like what were the system challenges, what was the like result that you can actually like put a number to, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Ava, are you there, by the way? I don't want to like call on you. I just didn't know if you're there, like just muting yourself because you're nervous, or hi. Okay, cool. Yeah. Feel free to use the chat if you're just like not feeling like talking, but okay, let's look at a good example. Before we get into like, I made a list of things good and bad, but if people can tell me what they like about this one, that would be good.
They have numbers.
Specific problem they tackled. Yeah. Anything else?
I'm a little confused. Yeah, the impact.
Oh, how are you confused?
What are they talking about? They had clients, applicants. Oh, so job applicants were piling up.
Yeah, like
yeah,
the
okay.
job application, like the AS. Yeah. No, you're good. It means it wasn't that good. I wrote it myself, so it might not be that good. Okay. Anything
context,
else?
That's all.
Yeah. Anything else? I guess that was confusing. Anything else worth mentioning about it? there was like into what I wrote down, but it's good to do it before everyone sees my answers. Maybe people don't think it's that good. Okay.
I just been talking too much. Someone else needs to speak up.
I'll list mine, but like, feel free to speak up, Okay. I said vague, generic for that other one, hard to visualize, right? So like, what I was trying to do in this second one was like, give a lot of like paint a picture, kind of like the full scenario. Like, I tried to use real names to like show it, right? You could like see the customer, right? Like in action, you kind of know, like, okay, the company is Discord, and they're not, maybe my wording was confusing, but they're not replying to people, and the product isn't showing it. So they're having lots of like complaints. So it felt like, we all kind of know what one of these are. Some of us know what these are. I tried to pick a problem that was close enough to what we were all dealing with, but maybe I used too internal of language. But the point was, I was trying to paint a story, right? Like with names, you're not going to be like, Mr. Smith was doing this, but like I tried to paint it in a way that felt familiar to people. Whereas this one, hard to visualize. No idea what they actually do or did, right? Like I could not tell. Whereas in that other story, I was trying to like actually show not tell kind of thing. Not relevant to problems and not enough info to trust this person. Do those two make sense here, right? Like, I just don't know what that means. I don't know. It's not speaking to me or any of us. It's not telling us anything about this person's capabilities and knowledge. It's just blabbity blah, blah, blah. Okay. In terms of the good stuff, I tried to just get really specific, right? Like, and I think Ava said that too. It's like specific, again, maybe it was too specific, but sometimes these things, you are talking to people with some sort of contextual overlap, and you're looking for things that they're going to recognize. And so there's at least like, a specific scenario where it was told the right way in in the way that the person understands is, up for debate, but it's specific for sure. Okay. Relevant problem to our roadmap, right? So again, I think that I did in a different like talk, but Jordan used to work at Lever, and I picked Lever because like a lot of us use it. I feel like everybody's in Glassdoor and Ashby now and these other things, but Lever was in the conversation. It's where our job applications go. So I was trying to pick a topic that would overlap with this group, right? Would overlap with our network, which is sort of what we always want to be doing, is picking a story that resonates with the people we're talking to. And so that's kind of the game is this one. And the positioning talk was sort of in the same vein of like, how do you pick stuff that overlaps? These were, I think, customer centric, I actually think is another kind of like painting a picture thing, right? Like I always prefer when I just have no idea, like, how are you supposed to know if this is like good or right? Like we know at least that this person knew that the customer was having a problem and like cared enough to solve their problem. And we also can sort of like visualize the customer a little bit. And that's where I was trying to go here. I actually have examples. I kind of want to skip ahead. What do I put here? Yeah, I basically wrote some prompts for all this. Okay, I'm not really feeling like talking through it as much. We'll go back to the prompts after. Context rich is just like, we actually know what's going on. We have some picture of like what's happening. And then smart hacky fix this. And so I've heard different things in our office hours and study groups along the way. Actually, it was like right in last study group that we were just talking about. Was it Rachel where she was like, oh, I don't know how to talk about the trade-offs. And I was like, this is the best trade-offs, right? Like you want to pick the one that like, it's like we solved it fast without like a bajillion resources. We just like pick the way to get it done and solve the problem and move on without any major issues. And like, I think that's actually the best way to answer these things, unless maybe you work at in a super regulated industry, like health tech, like machinery, or like, industries where going the fastest and the best really is not of best interest to the customer. But otherwise, I think those are kind of the thing. And so have this written down, we can come back to it. But I actually just wanted to show the templates because I think there's some like good stuff in there. I want to pause and see if anybody has questions so far. I want to show the ChatGPT templates and then I want to workshop one.
That's all really good advice. Something that I struggle with a little bit is I didn't get some of those metrics when I probably should have, because I never thought about getting metrics to some of the
you didn't
things I
gather
have.
them?
Mm-hmm.
Or you
And
didn't?
I kind of wish I did.
Nobody does. Literally nobody does. So we'll come back to this after. I think this one's almost like intimidating. This is why I love this part. Okay, well, so first of all, in terms of picking products, I've like shared this before, but this is like a crazy good hack that everybody should use all the time to at least get started. It's very simple. It's like, what would like cross out Amanda and put yourself and cross out Vero and put where you used to work, and then put the company here. And we will test that. And then I have some ways to go down and clarify, but they get exactly at what you're talking about, Francis, which is like, you might have to remind yourself, and you might remember if you remind yourself, and there's no shame in that. Like who's carrying these random stats around in their head? Like, I think that's super weird. Even if you still work there, like I keep a few stats as the CEO of my company. I keep a few stats in my head. People ask me all the time, but I actually usually just have some sort of dashboard that I can pull because like I can't memorize these things all the time. And so why would you, if you were never even telling people about it? That literally doesn't make any sense, right? So, okay. This one, let's definitely try it when we choose to workshop. It's the best one ever. You probably don't even need the other steps if you just do this because it like writes a good answer. But I think we all know that like this is good, but you need more. It's a really good start, but you need a little more. And so I just had some ways to get more. But like I kind of think this is great. What do you guys think? What's missing here? I'll just go to the prompts.
Maybe more detail.
I think that's it, right? Just like more detail. But then it's like what details and what's important. And it's like, should we make a structure of how to answer things? Because we know in study groups, sometimes they want a 5-minute answer, sometimes they want a 25-minute answer. So like it's really hard to gauge, and to say there's like one formula is probably not it. But that's why I tried to discuss some like different clarification things. But I do think the checklist tracks. I think that if it's 5 minutes or 25 minutes, you can still put the right amount. I think. I don't know. It's a work in progress. Okay, cool. Great. Thanks for the support. Okay. I just want to show the prompts. We actually need to test them. I didn't test them. I just wrote them down based on what I wanted to achieve, and then I should probably edit it and run it again. But okay, so I just put these in, and then I want to pick, and then somebody get ready to raise their hand because we're going to do it for some interview that somebody has coming up. So, these are so good. This is what I was talking about. So I did this the other day. My like, I was like trying to compliment my husband, and like, I was trying to remember nice things he did. So I guessed, and I was like, I forget. I'm like, what are nice things that partner might do?
Did you actually ask ChatGPT that?
Gave me, and I had to like maneuver it a little bit. But the point was, it wasn't to give me ideas; it was to remind me of stuff he did, and the reminders were true, right? So you
Did you tell him? Wait. Okay, good.
The point is, there's no shame in using it to remind yourself, right? I got to a really good place with it. I remembered really nice things. So, if you don't remember the numbers, can you remind me of things I probably solved? Just see what they say. It's probably going to be close. You don't need, if it says like 20%, and that sounds really wrong, don't use 20%, but like let it get a sense of like, oh, I think that, like, I think it was probably around this.
I love it.
That's what a lot of these are. They're just guessing, right? Like they're literally just, can you take a guess about what the roadmap is? The ChatGPT is so good at this. Okay, it is correct. And we need to, that's why I want to do a live one. You'll see how good this is. But like, you're supposed to kind of tell it who it's talking as, or like, so you just kept doing that. I think it can sort of like make it a little bit better. This is sort of like, I think this one's interesting. When I posted this last week that I wanted to do this talk, I had been reading this storytelling book, but I can't find it right now when I was on vacation. And like, there's all these things you can do to like make stories really compelling and pop. Problem is I couldn't find the book to like actually add my notes in here, so I just didn't get to it. But so I just said to ChatGPT, just integrate all the best practice. So it's like, it'll just hopefully like make your story follow best practices of using the customer as the story. Again, we've got to test if this works, but that concept makes sense, right? It's like, let's just make sure we don't tell this in like a really long-winded, boring way, and we like catch people's attention and stuff. And I tried to give, 3 S's, go me. I wanted to try to give us different ways. Like, I sort of love this when you describe like a disaster or a problem thing versus like picking just a change we made that was positive. I feel like it's more dramatic. Like, I don't know if that always fits, but I think it's sort of like, I did it again in this example one. So I just feel like compared to saying like, we improved the sign-up flow, saying that we were like losing, because like this is what it's like at work, right? Like you're trying to make sure you focus on the important problems where customers are having a problem. I feel like it shows a good prioritization to pick problems that are like something was on fire versus like we improved X to Y. So that's why I gave like example bugs, right? Challenges, bugs are kind of negative. Like try to add some positive ones, but you can kind of, it doesn't have to be a challenge. It could be a bug. And like, I remember I've practiced this with people in the past where we like picked a bug and we picked a customer and like picked a name that people had heard of. And like, it was really good. So are people liking these so far? We can test them. I just want to read through 2 more. Yeah. Encourage me. Support. Thank you. Oh, that's actually, okay, great. I thought it was going to be encouragement, but it was a law. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so context rich. This is like the other deck. It's just like paint the picture. Give me lots of like juicy details that they might care about. So we'll test that. And then this is this like smart hockey fix thing again, like show that I made good decisions, like show that I did good prioritization by solving this problem and how I solved it. Kind of like tie it in. So that's what we've got. And I think we could just draft one. So who wants to do it? We'll all help.
I think Lindsay's volunteering.
Loving this.
Oh my! Wait, so volunteering to like walk through some previous job that I had?
No, if somebody has an interview coming up where they need to tell a story, they should tell us the name of the company, and then we're going to use where they used to work, and we're going to prepare their stories for them.
Why does the place where I'm interviewing at matter?
You can make it up.
Oh,
because we're looking for overlap on the roadmap.
I see. Yikes. I'm too paranoid. I feel like it's going to mess with what the universe has in store.
Okay, we can pick a fake company.
Okay.
I just wanted it to be usable for people.
Oh, I can tell you somewhere that I just got rejected from.
Perfect. Do you want to ChatGPT it?
Sure. I do it in the background.
You want to share your screen?
Oh dear.
I
want you to see on my former.
Does anyone have any not embarrassing ChatGPTs in there? I have my like how to tell my partner I love him. So I don't.
I hope when you're at your like 50th wedding anniversary, you tell that story. Like,
I can guess that I ChatGPT something else, but but sometimes I actually wrote it myself, but just a little bit of it is ChatGPT. Okay, so we don't have to do. You don't have to go.
What?
But we can just write it. We'll do the prompts. We'll go in order.
Okay.
Okay.
So I need to share my screen.
Mm-hmm. And wait, where did you work last? Let's see if it knows your company. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay.
My dog is chewing the absolute loudest toy in her.
It's one of these things where they're so good at muting these sounds in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I gave you the first one. It might not know written.
It totally won't.
You could add this.
What am I at? Hold on, come back. Okay. It's hilarious. All right, now do I send the output back in the chat?
Oh, you're not sharing your screen?
Oh, okay, fine.
Oh.
Let's just give you this. Wait, yeah. Okay, don't judge my prompts.
We're not judging it.
I'm judging my own.
Now you're bringing attention to it, so now I want to read it.
We can all read them.
These are so non-judgeable.
I don't care. I'm judging myself.
Oh, what did you put in? Oh, nice.
I don't know why it like formatted the space. I guess it just copied it.
No, I asked them to write a list. I asked it to. Yeah. Okay, cool. So,
like this is so indented. It's like
oh, don't worry. Nobody
Yeah,
cares. Okay, wait. Oh, it knew what it was. Oh no, you gave it. Okay, wait. How close is this?
I haven't even read it yet. Nope. Maybe 1, sure. 2, 3, no. 4, yes, but like also any team.
Sure.
5.
Yeah.
5, yes, for sure. 6, if we weren't seed stage, maybe.
Do any of them look like something you would actually want to tell a story about in an interview? Like, if the question is, does it give you ideas of stories? Do you see one idea? All it has to do is be one that gives you an idea, and if not, it didn't work, or we need to tweak it.
Hold on, I'm still reading. I feel like it doesn't give me anything more than my own brain does. Is that a lame answer?
No, that's good. It's supposed to just give you ideas of stuff, scenarios you already, like if you already think of them, then that's fine. It's just supposed to give you ideas.
Okay.
If you already had a story, then we could just do the story. But we're looking for stories that are really good. So maybe that, let's try the second one. Wait, can you give me the company that rejected?
Osmind.
OSMIND?
Yeah, they're also an EHR. They asked me, I'm not even gonna, if anyone's curious, I can tell you later what they asked me. They asked me something literally that I had built at Britain, and I was just so out of it that I just like had no recollection, and I bombed. It was bad.
I give you a second one.
We're doing the second one?
No, not number 2. I gave you another prompt.
Oh, my fault. EY, Lexi, are you for real? That's crazy.
Oh no.
I'm messing.
Delete it. That's horrible. I thought you were saying my name, and then I was like, oh no. Ugh.
It's total.
Oh,
I'm literally trolling.
The list way again.
What?
Now it wrote it as a long answer.
Okay.
I like it gives it bullets better.
Okay, should I reprompt?
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote add the thing from before. Yeah. You like everybody likes the bullet list better, right? It's like more like neat.
Okay, so
It's like sort of a bummer because this one like is so close.
what do you mean so close?
It's so close to what you already did.
Oh, I thought that made it a great example.
Okay, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay.
No, I know what you're saying. So, because sometimes
it's almost like expected, whereas if we're looking at like the overlap between like, sometimes it's almost like more serendipitous.
Sure. No, I got you, definitely.
But are you seeing stuff on here that makes it closer? We're just sort of giving ourselves ideas, right? I don't know. Is it sparking anything?
Sorry, what's the agenda of my story? Like, what am I ultimately trying to accomplish with my story?
I'll go back. I'm going to take over.
Okay, great.
I think it's almost like because we're doing it hypothetically, we're like, it's almost like confusing. Okay, so it's okay. No, but you did a good job here, and at least we saw the prompts like sort of getting somewhere. But we're going to pick a good story that follows these checkoffs, right? So, okay, I'm Amanda. I was a front-end engineer at Vero Bank, and I'm interviewing with Canary, who's a hospitality company, and I want to pick a story that they will be impressed by when they ask, tell me about your front-end engineering experience
Okay.
that highlights your skills. Like, tell me about a problem and how you solved it.
I feel like I'm just so hardwired to just talk about like probably the biggest project that I own, that like that's all I do. Like I don't think about particular stories. And then otherwise there's like a question about like one incident you were a part of or something, like some outage you might have caused or played a part in, and how did you respond to it or something like I don't know. I guess like it does feel too ambiguous for me, the prompt here. Maybe Francis or Hannah should take over. I feel like I'm
yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If it's not relevant, it's just supposed to give ideas. Sometimes it's like, what problem do I choose? Am I choosing the right problem? So the goal with the checklist was just to kind of make sure we had enough good information to make the story, to tell the story really well.
Got you. Okay.
We don't have to do it if you don't have an interview. It wasn't like, oh, we have to do it. It's just like we would help somebody if they wanted. I mean, you can do it with anything, right? Like you can say, okay, like if let's pick like, you know, I feel like because it's like so over, that's almost like confusing. Whereas if we do like Francis, let me do it. You okay with that, Francis? Wait, if you're nodding, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm muted.
Did you say yeah? You're good?
Yep.
Do
you want sorry, were you going on?
I was going on. I was pulling up your link. I was pulling up your LinkedIn. Okay. Hi. Let's see what's in my ChatGPT. Embarrassing. Mine is much more embarrassing than yours. Okay. So, all right.
Damn, 7 years to go off.
I was there a long time. Maybe a little too long.
Fair enough.
I don't say that in there to use, but sometimes I'm like,
I got you. No, I feel you for sure. Oh, I hear your dog. Now my dog hears your dog. Oh no.
Okay. Let me go get my prompts. But so we're leaving out prose. We could go back and add to it, right?
Yeah.
To like mix it all in, but we're just gonna, for the sake of it, like match up these two. Okay.
But your input is literally like a summary breakdown from her LinkedIn.
Yeah, we just copy pasted what we had. You could paste the resume. We haven't even started doing the story part yet.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna shut up.
Am I being confusing right now? Are you hard to follow?
No. I was just no. Because I feel like it'd just like regurgitate back what you put in is I guess what I was kind of asking. Like what value is it adding if you just give it like a summary of.
We haven't done the format yet, right?
Okay. So
this was just me pasting it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
I think there's like a lot of random stuff in here, but it's gonna generally like generate random stuff, right? Like we're not meant to get a perfect answer. We're meant to just find ideas of how to tell our stories better, That's the objective. It's not to spit out a perfect answer.
Got you. Okay, my fault. Let me
No,
do-
you're good. You're good. So I just can't tell if I'm like confusing people more. So okay, we've got that first prompt, which is like write some example projects that Francis could mention. You want to pick a random company, Francis?
Yeah, we could do, I'm currently in the process at gather.town in Figma. So you could pick
Let's
one
do
of those.
Figma.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always know small companies. Like I don't even know if it knows what Leopard is. Okay, so this is kind of that baseline, right? We're just getting ideas. Again, if they all suck and you have a better story, you don't need to do this. But the whole thing is that we don't remember stuff we did. So if we can just give ourselves reminders, or we might go, oh, I didn't realize that that would be a good project to talk about. Again, it's
Yeah,
more
I kind of
general.
like that this might trigger ideas on
That's
like
the
even that
objective.
first
Yeah. Let's go back up.
even that first prompt, there were some things that I was like, oh yeah, like those are good ideas on what I could be ready to answer
Totally.
when I have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just ideation, right? I can do this too, by the way.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
This looks right to me. Does this like off the bat, especially
Off
this?
the bat, it looks pretty good. Yeah.
I talked to Figma about front end stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's close. Like that's the kind of stuff that they were looking for. So it feels. You see what I'm saying? It matters which company we're putting in because it might be different. Oh yeah, totally. That makes sense. Yeah, I think like even just asking Hannah, same thing, asking ChatGPT to like create stronger sentences is yeah.
I actually, to go to that with ChatGPT, my resume was I like a one pager.
Yeah.
And when I tweaked it a few weeks back, I said, please make this more succinct. And I got like 6 more lines. And I had to fix it because it made up some stuff that wasn't true. But it did help me
make up stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just saying, make this more succinct.
Yeah, exactly.
Hannah. Yeah.
It's never gonna like be perfect output. Yeah, exactly. So okay, wait. All right, let's try but are we getting ideas from this or is this not feeling helpful?
Yeah, that gives ideas.
Okay. And then this is another one.
I didn't have any luck with this one, but looks like you are. It just tells me that it can't
It doesn't know your company.
provide. Yeah, it's like I don't
Did you
know.
see though when I did Lindsay's, I just pasted some stuff about the company.
Oh, I didn't notice that. It must have been
Yeah, sorry, I should have tried that. That's why I actually picked Francis because I thought Mural was probably in here. And then I knew that Figma was probably in here. How's this?
That looks good.
Francis, did you do these things at work?
I'm scanning it. Load times and performance, yeah, indirectly. Responsive design, not so well, actually, a little bit because we did a redesign. We had to make it work.
Yeah.
Though you don't usually. Sometimes people need it on a mobile app. Real-time collaboration features, yes. Full, yes. 5
is this general or is this giving good ideas?
Yeah, it's kind of giving ideas. It's more like, oh yeah, I do remember that, and then I would probably flesh it out, like when I was preparing for interview, flesh it out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that first prompt is still better. It like kind of sums it all up into one, but sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't quite get the idea over there. Do I have any other ideas? Let's find some specific relevant scenarios that go, oh yeah, we did this, and this is something I could talk through more.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep running these through. Again, I probably need like finessing, right? So let's go back to Figma. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn this one into bullets.
Still, like, there's phrases in there that are good. Like, I believe this
Yeah.
aligns with your roadmap. Blah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good
yeah.
today. Good.
It's a little blah. It's a little fluffy. Is this even real? Is this real or is this like totally bazonka?
Simultaneously design canvas, seeing each other's. And I think you can do that in Figma and Mural.
What?
Maybe not the same
It's so
element.
good at
Like,
guessing these things. It's so
Yeah.
good.
yeah, I mean, not the same element at the same time. Like at Mural, if I was actively editing a sticky, it was sort of locked for somebody else. But
Yeah.
you could see I was working on it. And then as soon as I clicked away, it's available for someone else to touch.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty like good overlap, no? How is this helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah. I picked two companies that I don't know if people know what these companies are. I mean, people probably know what Figma is, but Mural.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little hit and miss. People usually know Muro instead.
Yeah.
There we go.
But so that's why I picked those two, because I was like, oh, there's some overlap. Okay. All right. So we now know, unfortunately, like, Hannah, we can try yours. If we want to just try sticking additional words in there, that might do it. Should we keep going with the ones we have, or should we pick a new one to test out?
What do you mean by new one? Oh, you mean a different.
Do you want to keep going on this one? Are you like feeling like you got a lot of story ideas, or do you want more ideas, or should we test it on somebody else?
Hannah, would you like it to be tested on you?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. There were a couple left, but I don't know if we need it because it was like so good. Am I being over dramatic here? We can run it really, really fast. Hold on. Here. Okay, run it fast and then we'll do Hannah's. Actually, there's a lot. There are a few more. We'll skip the one with more context. See, it's like the book thing. It's crazy. Actually, it's not that good this time. I don't know. We'll send it all and you can decide after if this is stuff you use.
Yeah, I'll read it thoroughly.
Yeah, it's hard to decide on the spot. Let's try this one now. Oh, it's because I gave it the list thing. Whatever. Okay. I think that it's really hard to just decide on the spot if it's good enough.
Yeah.
The goal is just to have ideas. Oh, wait, my battery might be draining. That's fine. Okay, should we do the next one? Or do people get it?
You can go with Hannah.
Okay. Does it make more sense? People are being quite quiet. So is this making sense? Is this useful? Is this I just feel like it gives ideas and we just need a bunch of ideas before we go in. It's just like having a big brain dump of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, like there'll be like a general thing, like I think it said like streamline code deployment process using Docker containers. So like I could look at that and go, oh yeah, I totally did that too.
Exactly.
Also, my LinkedIn is not updated with all of the
You're good.
stuff.
I'll go like this.
Yeah, but
It's
like
yeah.
in looking at like streamline blah 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 blah, I'm like, okay, well, what I would ask immediate follow up is how. And so then I could just feel like, okay, well, how did I streamline that? And if I can't explain it, I probably shouldn't put it on the resume.
Yep.
And if I can, then I know what specifics then to try to either gather or remember, metrics wise. And that is like a huge, that's for me, that was like one of the biggest problems with resume writing was just like, how do I take all the stuff that I've done and make it significant? And I still like, I got feedback today from someone like, oh, you could improve this. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I can always keep improving this.
Always.
But,
and everybody has a different opinion too, is the other thing. Sometimes you get conflicting advice. But
yeah. But I finally got two people who were like, they were like, I am having trouble reading the font, or I think like these bullets don't make much sense. And I was like, thank you so much for telling me, because I've sent this out and like nobody's telling me those things. And maybe it's only a problem for two people, but
But these
might not know.
These are general, right? These are too general. It doesn't know what it is, right?
Yeah.
What did it say?
Were you front end or full stack?
Full stack.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to like this from before.
Oh no, that's fine. Like everybody wanted me to pick a lane, and I was like, no.
Yeah. Is this getting? Are we getting closer?
Yes. I definitely did number 6. Definitely did number 1.
Yeah.
Definitely did.
Great.
Number 2. Well, I think I did most of these. Yep.
Perfect. Right. So that's, and again, it's not to tell yourself things that you did that you didn't know you did. It's to remind yourself of things. And like, to say you're going to have all the metrics for every project you did makes no sense, as we were talking about in the beginning, but you might see one and go, oh yeah, I remember when I started, it was like nobody was using it. By the end, we had thousands. And then there you go, right? Like you found some metric and it's real and it's based on a good story rather than just trying to find anything you can like jam numbers onto. Okay.
Right.
I'll send these to you guys. Yeah, it's I really like brainstorming this way. It really resonates with me. Yeah, let's keep going. Wait, maybe we should use one we didn't use before. Let's try this one because I didn't really use this one.
Yeah, that's all true.
It's so good. Should we try to make it cross-check anything, or should we just do some of the ones that are like...
It's funny because number 15, adapting to rapidly changing market trends, their inability to do that is directly what led to the layoffs. I'm like,
yeah,
some of us saw it coming.
Was that in my list, or I mean, it's not funny at all.
It's number 15, I think. Is it number
I
15?
have that.
Yeah.
I had it in the prompt was an example because of that exactly. Let's try. Yeah, I like that one. It's like
that is a good one.
it's a good one. I should probably switch it with the roadmap stuff. I can add more. I don't know if we need it, right? Like, you want to pick one of these and then let's have it tell a concise story.
Me pick.
Yeah, any of those numbers. Just tell me.
I'm intrigued by 15 now. But let's see.
Oh no, 15. The problem is like that one's really gonna not come out with a good answer. Like, can you pick one that's like, let's pick one that's like it's more likely to get correct, but or not even that. Like
maybe number 2.
One.
I feel like number 2 might have more stuff online that could help.
I think that these are a little clunky, some of them, and I should probably like edit the order that they get entered. Wait, oops, I didn't even get to it yet. It's so corny sometimes. That's why I always have to give it bullets.
There is an interesting article. It was like a month, maybe like 3 weeks ago, about how if you ask ChatGPT to take a breath, it improved the accuracy of its questions. So if you actually told it like, take a second, take a breath, and it would improve the accuracy. Yeah, isn't that hilarious? I'll try to find the article. Maybe I'll post it on the channel. Yeah.
Yeah, the only goal of this was just to show ChatGPT as a way to kind of get all of this moving and then to have a rough checklist so that we can, kind of try to make sure we don't go totally off the rails. Ooh. It's using my little words.
I noticed when you pasted.
Yes. Yeah. Look.
When you pasted my resume, I did the same thing. I caught some of the freight like it was mirroring.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird. It's like, it's good if you tell it what to do. I think it's almost like overusing them. But again, we're just generating ideas. How good is this on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, is this close to true? Is this totally made up?
No, this is really close.
Yeah.
Like it's
freaky how good it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some things
that's our whole life without having done it.
Yeah. Like this is all stuff that's true, but I didn't have to use any brain. Like I can use my brain power for something that matters more than just like trying to go back and remember everything and then rephrase it and like, let me go look at the thesaurus and make all of that work. Like,
yeah,
now I can focus on like, hold on, how do I get metric? I wonder if anybody remembers this. Can I message somebody and ask them whether there's a number on like how many support requests were reduced? Anybody track that? I didn't. Text me. I still have like colleagues' phone numbers. I'm like, hey, do you remember?
Totally. Okay, well, that's my talk. I will send you guys Francis and Hannah. Now I have a lot of fun bullets for you both that I will paste to you. And hopefully people found this helpful. And, yeah, the goal is just to, thank you, Hazel. The goal is just to give ourselves ideas so that we can do more of the other stuff, which is exactly what. Thanks for coming.